So, is it just me, or is it starting to feel cold in the weather degrees as the EFL is fully back after an international break? Hi again, it's me. Today we're doing my EFL Gameweek 12 predictions. Can't you believe it? We've done 1/4 of the game weeks this season. Can't you believe that? It's just gone so quick, hasn't it, this quarter? But yeah, it's going to be quite exciting, really. The luck's good today. I'll get started. It's a Father's Night today. If good, that'd be nice. And make sure you subscribe out there. I should try to get ourselves after 200 subs by Halloween. If we get that, we're doing 2 things gold. And yep, no messing about with the first night. I don't think it'll be out in time for the first night, but here's my prediction. But I do think it'll be a good game. But no messing about with the Friday night. It is my team going to the Riverside for Ipswich. It's Middlesbrough taking Ipswich Town now. Who is high, really? If Ipswich Town win here, they could go up to third for a day. And yeah, that's going to be quite good for Ipswich. Going up to third, be the highest team in the three relegated teams between Ipswich, Leicester and Southampton. They'll be the highest next door to Leicester in the table. For all that for then. But yeah, but what a win it was against Ugly in the East England derby 2 weeks ago. What a win it was. Ken Riddleton was cooking, Jack Clark was cooking, and Curve was cooking as well. Everybody was top class in the East England derby, but I do think we're gonna go top class again against Middlesbrough. I'm thinking 3-1, but I do think a 2-1 win to Ipswich. We're winning 2-1 against Ipswich. Middlesbrough suffered their first defeat in the league last game. They're going to suffer back-to-back defeats again. They're going to suffer back-to-back defeats. Now it's Derby Day in Manchester in League 2. Lunchtime kick-off. We're at the Salford Stadium. We're Salford taking Oldham now. Woo! I'm quite excited for this one. It's really a good game to watch, really. Last time I met, it was 2022, and Salford were almost there to the playoffs, and Oldham sadly got relegated out of the EFL for the very first time in their Football League history. And yeah, but Oldham are back, and they're Brighton back, drawing 0-0 to Barrow last Saturday. And yeah, for Salford are down to 9th. Sadly, but yeah, it's a very tight game to watch, really. It's very tight. Salford suffered back-to-back defeats, but could they lose 3 in a row here and Oldham get a win or get another clean sheet? But it's a very tight game to watch, really, in the Manchester derby and the game of the game week. It's very, very tight. I'm going to go for a very tight 1-1 draw in this Manchester derby, but it could go either way. Then back down to earth with Cambridge looking Bromley now. Ooh, Cambridge and the Abbey. They're down to 11th after losing 2-0 to Shrewsbury, suffering Shrewsbury's first win of the season for Shrewsbury. Can't you believe that, chat? Can't you believe that for Cambridge? But could they suffer 2 defeats in a row for Cambridge? And Bromley are in the middle. Now Bromley are 10th place, but I do think it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I really think it's going to be very tight. I think Bromley could actually nick it at the very tight end. A 2-1 win to Bromley for this one, but it could go either way as well. And then heading into League 1, 12:30 kickoff. Lincoln taking on Stevenage now. Woo! Both teams are dark horses, both in the top 6 unexpectedly. We all kind of predict them to be in the mid-table. Stevenage is just running away from it, top of the table with Bradford. Can't you believe that? And Lincoln, I know they lost 1-0 to Exeter, but they had a week rest, so I think they might be fully prepared for this game. And it's going to be a very tight game to watch. Stevenage only lost 1 in the league so far this season. Could they get their second L of the season? But it's going to be very, very tight. Again, it's going to be really, really tight. It's going to be very tight. I could go for 0-0, but I'm going to go for no offence. It's going to be a very, very tight 1-1 draw at Lincoln. And the QPR taking Millwall now in the London derby. Ooh, who is high, really? QPR up to 6th. Despite losing 7-1 to Blue Coventry, they're up there 6th place. And for Millwall up to 9th, up to 8th. And yeah, but it's really a very tight game to watch, really, in the London derby. It's a 12:30 London kickoff, and it's the main one in the Sky Sports Football. And it's going to be a tight one. I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw There's going to be loads of tight games at 12:30 kickoffs this weekend. But into Oxford and Derby now. Ooh, both teams are in the bottom 5. One's in the relegation zone. One is above the relegation zone. Not like 2 places above the relegation zone. Blackburn's are sandwiched into Oxford and Blackburn. Oxford and Derby. But yeah, both teams went up in the 2 seasons ago and they both survived. It's a very tight game to watch, really. I'm going to say it. I think Derby or Oxford could win here, but it's going to be very tight. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw at Oxford. Then to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now. It's goal scoring killers Coventry take on Blackburn Rovers now. Woo! Coventry just can't stop scoring goals galore. They just keep on scoring goals for fun. They put 3 against Birmingham, 4 against Millwall, and now 5 against Sheffield Utd. What's next? Are they going to put 6 in? Are they going to put 6 for Blackburn? Imagine it happens, but I know they battered QPR 7-1, but look at QPR now, they're up to it, but well, we're talking about Coventry, they're top of the table. I really think this could be the season that they could go up automatics. I think this is the season they're going to go up, and they're going to show us why in a 3-0 win to Coventry for this one. In the Sheffield United take on Watford now. This is the best moment for Sheffield United, as Watford has sacked their manager despite going on the best form of the season yet. For now, Watford is only going to sack their manager again. What do you have to do to be a manager for Watford? What can you do to survive a whole year or two in a Watford manager? What do you need to do? Because this is Sheffield United's best chance to get something out of this game, out of any games this season. But losing 1-0 to Hull and missing a penalty, that is really harsh. That's very, very harsh for them. You've got to feel for them, really. It's at 24th place, neighbours with Sheffield Wednesday. I think Sheffield United will pick up their first point at Bramall Lane. 1-1 draw. It's going to be very tight. Then the ugly took on Bristol City now. It's the Liam Manning derby. Who is high for the Liam Manning derby? Oh! Yeah. And the ugly got battered by Ipswich 3-1. Absolute W's. W Ipswich. And now up to 9th, and ugly are down to 19th below Wrexham. That is sad. Or teacher Tommy T. That is just sad, isn't it? That is just sad, isn't it? And Bristol City losing 2-1 to QPR, but they're in the top 10. They're 10th place for now, but they could go even further down. But yeah, I do think that ugly will probably get something out of this game. And they'll get their first point at Carrow Road. It's very, very tight, but I think that Liam Manning will put off a good fight against his former club, Bristol City, in a 1-1 draw. There's going to be a lot of draws this game week, I can tell, because how many tight games there are this game week. We're in the Stoke City thing on Wrexham now. Ooh, don't be surprised if we see like 7,000 Wrexham fans at the Bet365, because I swear Wrexham brings like an entire handful of a claw in a claw. Like, no them Toy Story, they just bring like all of that, just brings in like, I mean, there's like 5,000 little bits in there. Yeah, I'm just yapping now, but they always bring like 5,000 away fans to every stadium in every away game. Yeah, it's a very tight game to watch, really. Could Wrexham draw 4 in a row, or could Stoke maintain their top 6 spot for now? But it's going to be very tight. Wrexham's 3 draws they have were 1-1s, and they're down to 18th because of that. But so far they've been unbeaten in 4, so they could go unbeaten in 5 here. But it's a very tight one. I think Wrexham's going to draw their 4th 1-1 draw in a row. And into League 1 now, Jack Wiltshire's debut as manager for Luton. For Luton taking on Mansfield now. Woo, I'm quite excited for this. Jack Wiltshire as the manager for Luton. He's going to set his debut game for Luton manager after Matt Bloomfield sadly been sacked after losing 2-0 to Stevenage 2 weeks ago. And if it's quite exciting scenes for Jack Wiltshire as the Luton manager. There's been a lot of hype in Luton recently about Jack Wiltshire, And I do think Luton will get off the mark in a 3-0 win to Luton. Then the Bradford take on Barnsley now. Ooh, it's B versus B in the Yorkshire derby. Who is hype? Who is hype? Yeah. Bradford are up to second. They dropped down to second, but they had a week off because of an international break. I don't with Barnsley, so both teams will be 100% charged for this game in this Yorkshire clash. But yeah, it's a very tight game to watch. Really, it's very quite exciting. It's a very tight game to watch, really. But I remember when the last Yorkshire derby Bradford played in at home, they battered Huddersfield 3-1. Could see a replay of this happening, but I do think that Bradford will win 2 Yorkshire derbies at home in the League One. In a 3-2 win to Bradford, Bradford's winning 2 Yorkshire derbies in a row at home. And heading down to Cardiff, take on Reading now. Woo! It's a really good game to watch, really. Last time it was a Friday night on 2023. How can I remember that? Because I have great memory. And then Cardiff, I think Cardiff won 1-0 at the very end. It was at the dying moments in that game. And last time I met at like one game, Reading won 2-1 after coming from behind. Yeah, but it's going to be a good game to watch, really. It's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. Cardiff lost 3 out of 4 defeats at home, so this is concerning for them. But it's going to be a very tight one. But Reading is stuck at the bottom 8. They just can't find a way to get out of 18th. So it's going to be a very tight one. But I'm going to go for a common 1-1 draw. And then the Plymouth took an AFC winning now. Ooh, yep, it's a good game to watch. Really, both teams came from 2 separate ends. One came from the Championship, one came from League 2. And it's a really good game to watch, really. Red winning up to 5th, and Plymouth up to, at 18th. But yeah, it's a very tight game to watch, really. But I do think in my mind, they have to put up with a long journey. But I really think the sad ending is that AFC-Winning's unbeaten run will sadly come to an end. As Plymouth, I think they'll get a dub against AFC-Winning. A 2-1 win to Plymouth, but it's going to be very, very tight. But then to Blackpool taking on Wycombe now. Ooh, Blackpool. According to rumours, that Matt Bloomfield could be the next Blackpool manager. I haven't heard the here we go yet from Blackpool. And for Wycombe, recently got a new manager. Up to 19th, but yeah, but it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. Both teams should be in the top 12, but no, they're in the bottom 8. But yeah, it won't be for long, right? It won't be long. Both teams will probably be around 12th and 13th, but I have a feeling I think it's going to be a 2-all draw. And then down to League 2 now, with the bottom 4 all out going against each other in League 2. Well, I will start off with Shrewsbury and Crawley now. Both teams came from League 1 last season. One went straight down. One came down after 10 years about in League 1. So, yeah. But they're both in the bottom 4. But technically, the 3rd bottom and 4th bottom. So, and then Crawley and Shrewsbury both afforded defeat last weekend. Shrewsbury won 2-0 against Cambridge to get their first home win in 8 in a long time. And for Crawley, got their first point in 4. Avoided a defeat in 4. Yeah. But yeah, it's a good game to watch, really. It's going to be a good game to watch, really. It's going to be a very tight game to watch. I have a feeling we're going to have another goal fest. I remember that one game they faced off each other last season. It was goals galore, 5-3 Shrewsbury it was, but I didn't think we're going to see that again. But I think there might be a goal fest. I'm thinking of a 3-2 win to Crawley. It's going to be a quite tight game. And then down to the bottom 2, Newport take on Cheltenham. They're both right next to each other in the UK map, in the EFL map in League 2. So this is going to be a derby day. I think Cheltenham will bring a handful of fans to the away end at Newport. And it's going to be absolutely packed in this game. This could be a National League match in like 12 months' time. It could be a National League match in like 12 months' time or around Boxing Day 2026. Who knows, really? But it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. I could see, Steve Cottrell is now unbeaten in 2 for Cheltenham in his 2 games. First 2 games at Cheltenham, second one for Cheltenham. But I think they're going to go unbeaten 3. Newport won 1-0 against Accrington, but it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Oh, yeah, it's going to be tight. 1-0 Cheltenham. And in the group season, Cheltenham now. Ooh, 5th versus 3rd. Cheltenham had to scrap it at the very end against Cheltenham on Saturday night, last Saturday, and for Grimsby, losing 2-1 to Colchester. Something that Man United couldn't do against Grimsby, beat them, but stop. But yeah, it's going to be a tight game to watch, really. Cheltenham haven't won now in 3, but it's going to be quite tight. I'm going to go for a tight fence. A 1-1 draw for this one. And into Accrington from Swindon now. Ooh, this is going to be a good game to watch. Really, last time I met at Accrington, it was 2-2, and both games last season ended up being a draw. They faced each other in the FA Cup, and Accrington beat Swindon on pens, but never in the FA Cup. But it's going to be a very tight game to watch, really. Well, I swear, Swindon, they had to play 2 games in a matter of days because they missed their game against Notts County in the weekend because Notts County had international call-ups. So, yeah, it's very quite tight, but Swindon will win here against Accrington. I think a 2-1 win to Swindon for this one. And into the final game, I'm going to be talking about MK Dons taking Crewe now. Ooh, Crewe lost 1-0 to Bromley, and MK Dons battered Bristol Rovers 4-0. What a battering for MK Dons as they're up to 4th. There could have been a moment that they could have went up to 3rd. But yeah, it's going to be quite a good game to watch, really. It's very, very tight. I remember one matchup. Crewe beat it MK Dons 3-1, and it was like early in September, and yep, it's really, yeah, it was in 2023 September, and MK Dons were top of the table at that time, but yep, it's gonna be a good game to watch, really. I have a feeling there might be goals in this one as well. I have a feeling a 3-1 win to MK Dons for this one. But yep, if you are wondering, here is the rest of my predictions and the EFL Fantasy team for Gameweek 12 right here. And if it's my predictions, you can comment down below on what your predictions will be. And if thanks for watching this video, I've enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!